How's it going, everybody? We're back with another one. Today, we're going to talk about the story about the Eagles. So, you know how we're doing this. We're taking a mile at a time. Because if not now, when? Let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. So, today, I wanted to talk about the story that I had read about an eagle. What I read was that once an eagle reaches a certain age, its talons and its beak aren't as strong as they used to be. They're not as sharp as they used to be. So what the eagle does is the eagle will fly up into solitude. It'll fly up like up in the mountains, up in solitude where it's by itself, away from everybody. And what it does while it's up there is it'll rip out its own talons. Goes through the pain and suffering of ripping out its own talons, because that's painful. On top of that, once that is done, what they do is they either find a rock or use the side of a mountain or something to smash its beak off. Again, a painful process, growing process. So once this happens, they do this so that they can grow new talons in the old talon's place. They grow new beak in the old beak's place. Now, the talons and beak are a lot sharper, a lot stronger than they were. Now, how I like to put it, is it's king of the skies again. Go, hunt, do whatever eagles do. So when I heard that story, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So before I did this video, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So that's why I was excited about doing this video. I was like, that's what that represents is the fact that what this eagle does is it gets rid of what's no longer useful to it. It leaves that in the past. I don't need these anymore. These are no longer useful to me. I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to get a new. Now it can take over the skies again. Well, what's crazy is, before I did this video, I'm thinking about this, I'm getting hyped up. I'm getting excited about doing this video. Because that's a good representation of life. There's moments, there's times in your life where you need to get rid of the old stuff. You need to leave that stuff behind you. Sometimes, in some cases, it's people. You need to cut the relationship with certain people in your life. Start getting rid of those friends who are no longer useful in your life. And a lot of times people don't want to do that. They want to hold on to. So because you hold on to those things you're supposed to be letting go, or those people you're supposed to be letting go, you're not able to elevate. You're not able to advance. You're not able to get to the next level because you're too busy holding on to these things or these people that are holding you back. It's like they're like an anchor to you. Once you learn that I need to cut that anchor, or get rid of that anchor, get rid of those old things, get rid of those old friends or whatever acquaintances or people that are in your life that are no longer going to help you, once you learn to get rid of the old, then God makes room for the new things that He's trying to give you in your life. And again, I was getting excited about this. And I was like, man, that's a good one. I think that's really going to hype people up like it's hyping me up right now. And I was like, matter of fact, let me do research. Because again, I read this story or I heard it or whatever. And I was like, let me do research. Let me find out about this story. Let me get the exact wording of how this goes, how that story goes. So I looked it up. Come to find out, it's a myth. Eagles don't do that. They can't do that. They rip out their talons. They get rid of their beak. It doesn't grow back. It's not like your fingernails. It's almost like your adult teeth, your permanent teeth. Once you lose those, that's it. You don't get new ones. That's why people get dentures. People get partials. They get these different things because they no longer have those. So I was like, man, that actually kind of brought me down a little bit once I read that. I was like, man, it's a myth. It's not real. Eagles can't do that because they'll starve. Those talons and the beak, they don't grow back. Even if they did, it would probably take way too long for those to grow back, for the eagle to go back out and hunt. So either way, the eagle will die. And I was just like, man, that really bums me out. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That's still a great story to tell. And I started getting hyped up again. Why? Because it's the principle of the story. It's the moral of the story. That's the important piece. Not the fact that it's not real. That still holds true. How many times have you felt in your life, I had to let this go? Once you let that thing go, or you cut that friendship off, or whatever it was, once you let it go and you left that thing behind you, what did you get that was better? Sometimes God's not giving you what you want, but He's not giving you what you need because you're too busy holding on to what you should be letting go. A great example is last year, I ended up buying a new car. And when I did that, I realized, and I already had one, so now I got two, but I realized that, man, I'm using the new car a lot more than I'm using the old one. I was barely using it. And I thought to myself, man, I better start using that car more since I don't want it to just sit there. That's the same thing. I got something new and I was ready to let that old thing behind. I was ready to do that. God doesn't work that way though. He's not going to give you something new and then, oh, you know what? Because I got this, I got to let this go. No, a lot of the times you got to let that go first. Because it's that thing or those people that are holding you back, anchoring you down. And once you learn to let go, it's in the past now. Leave it there. Now God's going to be able to give you what you need, give you what you want. Because you were able to let go of those things holding you back. Now those new things that are coming your way, those new things are probably what it is that's going to elevate you to the next level. Get you to the point where you need to be, that you've been trying to get to. And once that dawns on you, it makes it easier later on to, you know what? This no longer serves me. This is no longer useful to me. Let me get rid of it. Boom. It makes it that much easier so that you can get that new thing that's coming your way that's going to help elevate you and get you to the next level. So I'm telling you, you got to learn to get rid of the old so you can make room for the new. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes God makes it to where you grow an attachment to things. And that's what God does. He doesn't want that for you. So what He wants is for you to be able to let go of that attachment. You know what? As much as I like this, as much as I want to keep it, I got to let that thing go. Once you're able to recognize that and understand that, it makes it easier. So now you won't grow these attachments to all these things and you want to hold on to them, and when those things are really the things that are holding you back. So, even though the story is a myth, it's not real, the principle still holds true. So I'll say it like this. Be like the eagle. Go up there, solitude. Sit down by yourself. If you're thinking, man, something's telling me that I gotta let this go, something's telling me I gotta cut this friendship, and I need to start severing these things and get rid of these things, really think about it. Do those things really help me anymore? Are they really going to get me to where I'm trying to get to? If not, you know what? Maybe it's time I let them go. Maybe it's time I sever that, cut the thread to that person, or, sever that friendship. And that's okay, because maybe in the same sense that those things or those people may be holding you back, and I'll go with people, maybe in the same sense that these people that you're keeping in your life are holding you back, it could be that you're also holding them back. So because you're not severing and ending that friendship, and you know what? We did good. It was fun while it lasted, but now we got to go our separate ways because you don't want to do that and you're holding on to that so tightly. Not only could that right there, doing what you're supposed to do and going your separate ways, is going to elevate you, it could probably elevate them too. So not only, yes, that person could be holding you back, but because you don't want to get rid of that friendship, you don't want to go your separate ways, you're probably holding them back too. They could probably elevate, get to the next level as well. But because you don't want to go your separate ways, that person's not able to get and reach what they're trying to reach. You got to be able to see that. You got to be able to recognize that. What's no longer useful, And I don't mean that in a bad sense. But, oh, don't need that anymore, throw it away. Oh, don't need that friendship anymore, just completely cut them off. No. But you got to recognize when these things are no longer useful to you. Are you gonna ride? You know, you can afford to go get a new car. You gonna ride that junker around all the time? Still? No. Let me go out and get a new one. Matter of fact, my second car, the one I told you I wasn't using anymore, I had some friends who really needed help, and I started letting them use it. I had two vehicles. Why not? I'm barely using it. Why not? You know what I mean? So you just got to be able to see it, recognize it, and capitalize on it. So like I said, even though it may not be a true story, it may be a myth, the principle of the story still holds true. So you need to be able to let go of the old so that you can make room for the new. So that's what I had for you today. You guys know how we're doing this. We're taking this a mile at a time. Because if not now, when?